writers, today I'm going to show you how I take a small simple sentence and make it bigger and more interesting. I'm going to use the think aloud method, and that means I'll say my thoughts out loud so you can hear every decision I make as I write. You'll notice me asking myself questions like who, what, when, where, and why, so I can add details that help the reader picture the story in their mind. So I am actually using the Foundations paper that has a little space for an illustration. And usually in kindergarten, I would ask you to draw your illustration first and then write about it. But at this point, I want us to write the words first and then draw the picture. Because now we're really great writers and we know how to do this. So let's begin. I'm going to start with the sentence, I went to the park. So let me write it perfectly on our Foundations grid. I went to the park, period. I went to the park. It's a good start, but it's a little short. I want to show you my thinking as I add details so it comes alive for the reader. So first I'm thinking, who? Who was with me? Well, my mom was with me, so I'll add that. Now, since we're drafting here, we can either move on to a new line to start our sentence over, or since we used a pencil, we can always erase. So let me erase this, and let's draft up a new sentence. So our old sentence was, I went to the park. And now remember I said my mom was with me? Let's add that. Let's write, my mom and I went to the park. My mom and I went to, what do we do now? We hop over to a new line. My mom and I went to the park. Awesome. My mom and I went to the park. And when I say my thoughts out loud like this, you can hear exactly how I decide what we should add next. Let's add some more. So now I'm thinking to myself, when did this happen? Well, we went on Saturday morning, so let's add that. My mom and I went to the park on Saturday morning. But before we add on Saturday morning, we need to erase something, our period, because we're adding to the sentence. My mom and I went to the park on Saturday morning. On Saturday morning, period. See how I'm talking through each choice? That's what a think aloud is. I'm really showing my thinking in this moment. So let's add what happened. Next, I'm asking myself, well, what did we do there? I remember playing on the swings. So let's add that. My mom and I went to the park on Saturday morning to look at the swings. No, that's not right. To push the swings. Well, sort of, but we did something else. We played on the swing. So my mom and I went to the park on Saturday morning to play on the swings, period. Now, I bet you can start to picture this in your mind. So I like it a lot, but we can add a little more. As a writer, I don't have to stop here. I can keep thinking about what else the reader might want to know. We can add some more details like what we saw or what we heard. I can add, I remember the sun shining, so I can say the sun was warm. The sun was warm on my face. Or I remember hearing birds chirping. I can add, and I could hear the birds singing in the trees. I can also add that. I can also think about why we were there. Well, we really love to spend Saturday mornings outside together, and that reason makes it a little bit more personal. But I'm going to stop here. I'm not going to add the sun or the birds. I think we should stop here. And at this point, we can then go on to illustrate this story. So now that I've added all these details, I can picture this so clear in my head. And that's what makes it so much easier to draw. That's what writers do. First we write, and then our words give us everything we need for our illustrations. We're flip-flopping. We used to do illustrations first and then write about it. Now we're writing a lot of detail and drawing what we write. Perfect. So that's how a Think Aloud works. I share my thoughts out loud so you can see how I make decisions as a writer. By asking myself questions and adding details, I turned a short sentence into something the reader can see, hear, and imagine. I hope you guys really enjoyed watching me expand on our sentence. And I hope to do this again with you soon. See you later.